Hey guys, and welcome to a new YouTube video. I want to talk about a topic today which is on my mind for quite some time, and I also made a podcast episode about it, but I wanted to do also a video myself about it. And the video is about reoccurring, persistent, and stubborn thoughts, because I guess every person on this earth has some sort of thoughts that are coming back again and again. And they are really stubborn, and whatever you try, they don't go away. They keep coming back. Maybe not every single day, but they keep coming back in certain situations, and they keep coming back in, waves. And I myself also had experience with that. And traditional mindset work doesn't work in that case, because you cannot, for example, meditate away these thoughts. You cannot manifest them away. You cannot put positive affirmations to cover them. You can't do hypnosis. Like everything you try, it doesn't work. And that means there is something deeper behind these thoughts. So the main issue are not the thoughts. The main issue is something deeper. And I want to show you something to explain you that. Imagine this is a tree. Yeah, this is the tree. This is the top of the tree. And this is the main body of the tree. So here are the leaves on the tree. Yeah. And these leaves are the thoughts. If these thoughts, so these leaves, are very stubborn, they are reoccurring, they come back over and over again, that means these thoughts are very, very deep and connected to a wound, So this is, for example, these are the roots of the tree. So this is the wound. And that is the main cause for the leaves on the top of the tree. So underneath these thoughts, there is a very, very deep wound. And you can recognize that, firstly, when thoughts are coming back and again. And I mean, not maybe for 1 or 2 months, I mean for years. And these thoughts are usually coming with a certain feeling. And that feeling is very, very deep. But the feeling is also the key in order to get to the main wound that is hidden, that is invisible. And that's why it is so important to not just work on the surface, not just trying, as I've already mentioned in the beginning, to meditate away, to meditate them away, or to manifest them away, or trying all these tools that are just scratching the surface, because they don't work. You have to go deep, and that is not something that can be changed within 2 or 3 days. That is a process, that is a process, and the key of reaching this wound and healing it are your feelings. They are the key for reaching this wound. And the first step is not to push away the feeling, not to fight the feeling, not to suppress it, or to numb yourself so that you don't feel it. The key is always to give the feeling the permission to be here. Firstly, to feel it, and then give it the permission that it is allowed to be here. And I know that it's difficult to feel it, because sometimes it can be really, really painful, but that is necessary, because then you will feel how deep it goes. And this process, you can imagine it like an onion. An onion also has a lot of layers around it, around the main seed inside. I mean, it's not really a seed, but the fruit of the main part of the onion. And that is also how this process works. You peel off layer by layer. This is how the process is. You get, with every layer that falls away, you get one step deeper. And I want to tell you an example from my own life so that you understand better. I always had thoughts about getting ill. I was always really, really afraid of getting ill, like getting a really serious illness. You could also call it hypochondria. If I would have gone to a therapist or a psychologist, they would have probably said, okay, Christina, she has that hypochondria, she needs to get some medication and stuff like that. And I always really thought I'm seriously ill. And I went from doctor to doctor and they all checked me and they said, you don't have anything, it's probably in your mind. And they were right, it was in my mind. But I tried so many things like manifestation, like every manifestation tool on this world I probably tried. I tried meditating for hours, I tried hypnosis, I tried a positive affirmation, doing extensive exercise, doing fasting, taking supplements, telling myself every day, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, and nothing worked. And until I recognized that these thoughts are actually not the main issue. The thoughts are just the symptom. And normal mindset work will not help me in that case. I have to go deeper. And then I realized that these thoughts, they are always connected to a fear. So I went into the fear. And then when I felt the fear, I could feel a deep, like honestly, a deep pain and sadness inside of me. It was really, really deep. And for weeks, I went through this feeling of pain and deep sadness. And sometimes I was just laying around the whole day because this feeling made me so sad. But then there was a point where suddenly my thoughts became really calm, they became really quiet. And that was the point when I gave radical permission to whatever is inside of me to exist. And I thought to myself, if this feeling or whatever is there will never go away in my life, I am fine with it. So I don't only accept it that it is here now in order it goes away after a certain period of time. I accepted it to live with me, to live inside of me. And that was the game changer. And that is not something that happens overnight. As I've explained to you, it is like an onion. This radical permission, this radical acceptance inside of you that this wound or this whatever it is inside of you and lives with you, then that's the point where everything starts to get slowly easier and easier. I really hope that this video was helpful for you. That is also the podcast episode. If you want to listen to it, I also talk about it on my podcast. And yeah, stay tuned. Maybe one information, I have now an Instagram account and also I'm writing a book. So in the next 1 or 2 months, I'm going to publish my own book, which is exactly about this topic. It's about how to make your life easier, how to deal with your emotions, because life is an emotional game. And once you are in the game with your emotions, you give radical permission to your emotions to be here, then your life will get super easy. Okay, have an amazing day. Bye.